What's good, what's good, what's good? It's your boy Micah back at it again with another video. Today we're going to hop right into it. We're going to talk about exorcisms and house cleansings. As a necromancer, you're going to come across times where you're going to need to exorcise yourself of a particular spirit, be it dead, undead, or otherwise, that's trying to attempt possession on you, and you're going to need to cleanse your dwelling space. Maybe you have family members in there, maybe you got kids in there that you don't want harmed or touched by the shit that you do. Or else, like, you could have somebody that hits you up and be like, hey, this house is haunted, weird shit is going on, poltergeist activity, etc. Like, can you help us out? So I'm going to give you guys some tips, some basic pointers that will really help you out. Before you embark on any exorcism, you need to do your research. And you need to do divination, the mystical aspect of exorcism, and see what kind of entity you are fucking with. This will also let you know, in the case of a possession, if you're exorcising another person, if the person is just going through their own little bullshit, tantrums and all the other kind of shit, i.e. faking it, or if it's really a spirit influencing them. Now, this comes from a person who has exorcised a fucking jinn, of all things, which are nowhere near easy to exorcise. Freaking, if you ever come across a fucking jinn that you need to exorcise, hit me up for that shit. That's not a shameless sales pitch either. That's some real nigga shit, because jinn ain't nothing to play with. As far as what to actually do with the spirit, once you find out what type of spirit it is, then you can start preparing your ingredients. If it's the spirit of the dead, wormwood, mugwort, other death herbs, mandrake root, that kind of thing. You can take all that to form whatever barrier you need in order to capture the spirit and seal it. Also, you're going to need to take crystals. In any case, onyx, obsidian, and hematite are very good crystals for trapping negative energy and entities. Take those with you. Also, steel, or should I say iron. Iron is a very good repellent and a very good grid former for warding areas and trapping the dead in various areas as well. You can inscribe whatever iron you use with sigils of Mars, the square of Mars, all that good shit, because its correspondence is iron. And so it will form a barrier and prevent and trap the dead that you're trying to exorcise, and the undead in some cases. Now, what you want to do is, in any case, when you get to the house or you get to the person or whatever, make sure they're comfortable, make sure they're restrained, and get to your shit. Start burning your incense, burning your wormwood, burning your mugwort, burning your mandrake root, and internally you'll be doing the ritual before you actually complete the exorcism, because the actual exorcism part, where you bring the entity out, is the last step. Everything else needs to follow prior to that. That's how you avoid bullshit where you accidentally harm a person's soul and you avoid having them fucking throw up or fucking, their head turns 360 degrees, all the other bullshit. You feel me? While you're burning your incense internally, say your incantations, whatever you need to use, and have your onyx crystal ready in order to trap the spirit. Burn the incense if you're working in person with the client that needs help. Go in circles, burn incense around them while you chant and while you hold the obsidian or onyx or hematite crystal, and focus on breaking down the barriers to accessing the spirit that's in the person. When you do this, do not talk to the person that's being exorcised, because all you will get is bullshit conversation and distraction and tactics from the spirit in the person that will try to piss you off, destabilize you, and all this other kind of shit. You need to keep your focus on doing the preparatory work and laying the foundation. That way, when you put the onyx crystal to that person's third eye and pull the spirit out by force, then there ain't no issue. Once all the preparatory work is done, once you feel the energy rise into place, and all that other kind of stuff, take the onyx crystal and place it at the third eye of the person being exorcised. Now, as a necromancer, this is what makes us different from those who use Abrahamic religions in order to exorcise. We do not command in the name of no fucking Hebrew deity. We use death essence, and we surge the death essence through the person, the correct channels. That way the spirit feels it and is affected by it. You create a circuit that goes from you, pull up death essence, you surge it out through the onyx crystal into the person through the correct meridians and channels, and then you invert the cycle to where the death essence comes back out, carrying with it the entity that was in the person into the onyx crystal. Once the spirit is put into the crystal, the death essence then enters back into you and surges out of you. That is exorcism, necromantic exorcism. You're using energy to pull an inhabiting entity out of a person. That's all it is. That's literally the secret of exorcism. You're using energy to remove something and to reverse the currents of energy that brought the spirit in the first place. So let me kind of recap. If you're doing in-person exorcism work or you're trying to exorcise yourself, do your research, do divination to determine what kind of entity you're dealing with. Compile your herbs, that which you need to burn incense to raise the seen and unseen vibrations within that space to facilitate your exorcisms. Get onyx, obsidian, or hematite crystals. When you get to the location, when you get to the person, burn the incense. While you burn it internally, say whatever incantations or chants you need to say in order to raise the energy and to break down the chains and barriers that prevent you from accessing the spirit within the person. After you do this, take the obsidian, onyx, or hematite crystal, place it against the third eye of the individual. Hold it there with your hand. Rise the death essence, and I mean just that, rise the death essence through you, through the crystal, into the person, and then reverse the flow of death essence. So it comes out of the person, bringing the spirit with it, depositing it into the crystal, going through you, and then exiting back into the ground. That's all you gotta do. And after you do the exorcism, make sure the person gets some good food to eat. Make sure they get hydrated again, because death essence affecting a normal person can be extremely draining and dehydrating. So please be aware of that shit. Now, in regards to just cleansing a space, you will do the exact same thing. The only difference is that you'll place the hematite or obsidian crystal in the center of whichever room has the most activity. It's best to find the center of the house, so to speak. You can kind of refer to Feng Shui for this, since it deals with the energies of houses and spaces and the energetic flow placed there by the furniture and whatnot. Most Feng Shui systems have like this chart that shows you the different quadrants of a person's house. You can find that middle quadrant, place the crystal there, and then form a necromantic vortex that'll pull in any entities and any negative energy that is within that house into the crystal. After that, then you can do like sage, dragon's blood baths over the house. Then you can do floor washes for it if you're trying to bring in prosperity, if you're trying to bring in good luck, that kind of thing. Then you'll be able to, consistently do that. Also, on the note of in-person exorcisms, after you exorcise the person, make sure they take a spiritual bath. There are many different fucking recipes for that shit that you can find from hoodoo sites and people who make those videos and shit. But the point is, they need to be fortified in their soul, spirit, and body to prevent another possession and to prevent you from having to do the same shit again. So make sure that aftercare is straight. And it's the same thing for cleansing houses and spaces. Now, if you are doing one on yourself, same principles apply. Only difference is you'll use what methods work for you to raise the energy. That way you can manipulate the currents that's going through you and the spirit as need be. Then give yourself spiritual baths. Put on your protection oils, your blessing, your benediction oils that you create for your various deities and spirits. Give your offerings. Tobacco is a very good tool in any form of exorcism. And I mean any fucking form of exorcism. This will be your ally, for real. So, without further ado, I'm going to conclude the video. Hopefully this knowledge helped you guys out. Like, share, subscribe. Check out my Patreon or other good shit. And until next time, peace.